How are things going?
Things are going good. How things going with you?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said everything's going.
Oh, I thought you said
Now we
how
have
are
to
things
start
going?
over.
No, you don't.
Uh, I care about how things are going. I do. How are things going?
Good. Welcome to Friends on Purpose
Where two friends talk about life, love.
and Finding Purpose. I just got a email from the principal saying that there's a new trend going on, and it has hit their middle school and high school. It's basically the kids, the youths, are making very sharp paper airplanes and chucking them at the paneled ceilings or something like that. To
So I'm
where,
hearing ninja star airplanes.
yeah, basically to where they've deemed them as a weapon, and there's zero tolerance. So if you're caught wielding one or making one, you will be penalized somehow. I don't know if that means suspension or what, but
I'm gonna need to round those kids up and bring them to like a pre-engineering program.
well,
Because if you can make a paper airplane,
they asked us
that's
to
sharp.
they asked us to speak to our kids about it,
Uh,
just so they're on the same page, right?
yeah.
Um, and so Emily brought it up with Susan, and she's like, "Oh my god, my friend and I went into the gym, and there was like 100 of them in the ceiling." I'm like, "What?"
You're like, that sounds pretty dope.
It was brand new gym, or
Oh, bummer.
and then
Yeah.
it's really high up, so it's not like you can just go up there and pull them down, which I guess is the prank, right? Yeah.
How'd they get them up there? They
They're
just fly
they're
that.
engineers apparently.
Cool. Yay. We're back. Um, Eric, today I'm really excited that you're in the hot seat.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you were really nice to me last time, and I feel like I have to return a favor.
yeah, now,
Like it's gonna be
well,
hard, but you know.
yeah, you know, I feel like what I'm most excited for is like, as always, just like to hear your insights on stuff. So let's dive in.
Oh, we're jumping
Um,
right in, huh?
yeah, I think we
Okay,
should.
okay,
I think we should.
sounds great.
Um, I'm wondering if you can tell me and everyone who's listening, what a moment in your life is when you felt truly seen and loved. So we're getting real mushy. We're really just like leaning into, as the kids would say, the cringe, but I'm here for it.
I, when I think about it, I feel like maybe my responses might be a little bit lame.
Mm, I'll be the
um,
judge of that.
okay, so I think my mom was a huge influence in making me feel loved and seen. It's
Yeah.
like she helped me understand who I was at an early age. I can't think of any one moment with her because that was just who she was, so it
Mm,
was every day.
yeah.
Um, so I've always been artistic, um,
Hmm.
and so is she. So
Mm,
we like understood each other,
yeah.
which I think is why, she comes to mind first. Um, but she would not only like teach me like how to draw or paint or whatever. She would support me in other ways, like what I remember earliest on when I first started identifying with being an artist was she
Mm,
brought home a book by Tommy DePala, I think that's his
hmm.
name, called The Artist.
Yeah.
And she said, "Eric, this book is about you." And it was if you read it, it's very sweet. I haven't read it in years, but essentially it's about this little boy who wants to be an artist, and the world uh, isn't entirely supportive. Like
Mm,
his teacher says you can't copy. You can't copy. That's not being creative, or
yeah.
and I may not be getting this all right for anyone who knows the book well, just because it's been a while. But what I remember
Yeah.
is that um, he found his own way by being himself, and that
Yeah.
was through being an artist. And and that book was very impressionable. It was my favorite book. Tommy DePaola was my favorite illustrator at the time. I fell in love with illustrators, which I think is kind of unique for a boy.
Yeah.
They were kind of like the celebrities in my life at the time that I looked up to and I wanted to be like, so like Eric Carle, he had the same name.
Yeah.
Very popular children's illustrator. And then I just grew up just loving illustration in general. And I think that really led into like art history. And my mom had a rich background in that. And, I was homeschooled from 3rd to 8th grade. So she was my art teacher.
By your mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so I think at an early age, I always knew who I was, or at least that side of me.
So can I ask, do you feel like she reflected that back to you before you really had a sense of it yourself? Like you maybe identified it and then she nurtured it? Like what was that relationship?
I think she saw my talent. She saw that I gravitated towards, those kind of activities.
Yeah.
To where she just encouraged it. She just, it wasn't say you are an artist. You are, this is who you are. It's just that she cultivated it in a way that, that just helped me realize that about myself. I don't think she came right out and said, this is what you're going to do when you grow up, but
right.
Yeah. So I don't think she was putting anything on me so much as just, kind of being the kind of, I think it's like a tomato cage, giving me something to prop myself up on as I grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, the book is called The Art Lesson.
Oh, okay. There you go. Are you sure?
And it's it's a little autobiographical.
Yeah, I knew that.
Autobiographical.
Did I get his name right? Tommy DePaola?
Yeah, it's Tomie, Tommy, or Tommy.
Uh-huh.
Depaola. DePaola.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry if I got that wrong. Again,
it's just,
been literally decades since I looked at that book, and it should probably
all the people are going to fact check us, so I just, I kind of want to preempt them. So, that sounds really beautiful though. And that, it's like you said, it's been decades and it still sticks with you. So,
Yeah. And she was like that for each one of us. My brother was not bent that way, and she did not force him into any kind of, she didn't raise cookie cutter kids. She didn't have one way of doing things. She just saw us and really tried to support us in who we were.
I guess in some ways I just wonder how you turned out so cool, because that is pretty lame, and that it's just like, I guess, the most perfect way to be raised. That's all. Okay, your mom saw you and didn't do anything to change.
Yeah, but it's like the trauma that makes a person dramatic and like interesting,
Maybe your trauma was just too boring.
That's what makes a good comedian, right? Is their dark background, all the greats
I'm funnier than you.
Are depressed. Yeah. Because you're depressed.
You just said, that's right. It's a darkness that lives in me. Okay, so you're saying you're not doing this chronologically, but that was like you were a babe, you were little.
Yeah, I had a week to think about this, right? Because I knew what you were going to ask me. And you know what?
Oh my God, spoiler.
This brings up well, again, we're evolving, but that gave me an idea. I wonder if we, at the end of each episode, say what the prompt will be for the other person, so our listeners have an opportunity to think about it for themselves. Along. Yeah. And maybe could, share some things that they gather.
I like that.
Whatever channels you're tuning into. So, okay, that was probably the first time. But I feel like there was a big gap up until recently.
Okay.
and I'm trying to figure out where to start. So we renovated, which is a very generous term. We basically cleaned out my workshop. You helped with that.
That's right.
That's where I'm sitting today. This is a bunch of paper that I use in my print shop, which this room is my print shop. I have a letterpress studio, essentially.
Yeah.
We were working on renovating that, and it was
Wait, I want people to know, like, think like Dickensian England. Like Eric has a press that, like, a print
oh
press that you like power with your foot. It's
yeah,
very quaint.
a
It's
very
very quaint.
130-year-old cast iron, big
Yeah.
giant flywheel with curvy spokes. Yeah,
That would be Dickensian England, right?
think
Like
that might be a little too early. Think like Little Women.
the
Is that the
Charles
same time?
Dickens and Little Women are not the same time, is
I
what
don't
you're
know. I
telling
think
me.
Charles Dickens is like early 1800s. I'm thinking like tail end of 1800s.
Okay, so Little Women is 1868,
Yeah.
and then Charles Dickens is he's just out here living until 1870.
So he died in 70. Yeah. So
So
he's
he died in
okay.
70,
Yeah,
so
that's kind of the same. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
We're both
you
right.
know. Yeah, I think we both take the care on that one. Okay, anyway, so that's
All that to
Eric. That's
say
like
is we were working on this room and it needed painting.
yeah, it did.
And I hate painting. Painting is
Yeah.
like the thing I don't do. But it's my
And you're
space.
bad at it.
And I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
I'm bad at it because I don't want to do it. That's why.
That's right. Yeah, it's not a skills problem, it's a passion problem.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I will say I did do painting in here on my own, so
I know you
I did
did.
suck it up. But for the most part, my friends helped me
That's right.
while I was doing other things that needed to be done.
Yeah. Yep.
So I had a work trip in the middle of all this, and we got all the painting done except for the ceiling.
Right.
And when I got home from my work trip, I step into my print shop and I see that the ceiling has been painted. And Emily comes walking in. She's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey, like you painted my ceiling." She's like, "Yeah," and I just started crying
Oh.
because this space is now my creative space, right? And
Yeah.
that's been the goal, is to make this
It's
a
your
studio for
studio.
me to create.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not just creating. It's not just a print shop. It's now a podcast studio, and
Yep.
you know, it's not very nice looking.
It's pretty dope.
Maybe I'll get a better angle than this at some point, but and it's not heated yet, so you know it's like 50 degrees out here right now.
Yeah.
But I'll get a
You
heater soon.
gotta keep it tight.
But like, it surprised me that I started crying, and I started wondering like, why am I having this reaction? And
It's probably perimenopause.
it could be. It could be. I'm getting up there in age, right?
I know.
Uh, well, all that I could think of was I haven't been allowed this kind of space, not only physically, but like the space to just be me for probably 20 years. Not
Since your kids were born?
not to this degree. And
Yeah.
that primarily had to do with the fact that I was in a really toxic church community. And creativity was not something that was, at least, I don't want to be too harsh here. Creativity was meant for the gospel.
Right.
And that pigeonholes a creative person in a way that is just, suffocating.
Yeah.
And so, not to mention that the leader of this church didn't like me very much. So whenever I did do something, even if it was like none of his business, I heard about it. and
Yeah.
it was always negative. Um, and there were other supportive people and people who did treat me uh, kindly and with respect, and would treat me at to see me and love me.
Yeah.
Um, but in that moment when I saw the ceiling, for me it was just Emily saying, "I see you. I love you. I know who you are.
Yeah.
This is your space." Coming from a family of five too, it's like uh, our budget is limited too.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the weight was like, I'm spending all this money on me. You know,
Yeah.
and so there's a little bit of guilt there too, I think. Um,
But she was showing her support.
but she was showing her support in a way that was more than just, oh no, that's no problem. We can
Yeah.
afford this. We can, it
Yeah.
was, it was, I don't know. It just hit me.
Yeah.
Um, and it was really special.
Yeah.
And I love her for it. And she's been that way this whole, throughout this whole project. She's just
Yeah.
been really, really supportive, and it feels good. It feels real good.
That's pretty nice. This is your episode, but I'm just going to interject something that reminded me of it, and I think it's just the exact topic of like someone seeing you and it catching you off guard. Where Eric and I used to work together, I would work late nights, sometimes, basketball games or whatever. And, we're in the northern part of the country. It's very, very dark and cold and wintry. And my car was at the athletic facility one night. It was like 10:30 at night. I'd finished writing up something and cleaning up and shutting the building down. And I was like, I had been thinking for hours about how it just had been snowing and snowing and snowing. I was like, I'm gonna get out and it's gonna be dark and that parking lot's gonna be empty, and I have to like dig out my car. And I just was like, ugh. And I walked out there and the car was completely cleaned off. And the men's basketball team had left. They were the last to leave before me, and they had brushed everything off and like written a note in the snow, just like, thank you. And I was just like, I just was
That's
like
good.
moved to tears because, there's that moment where you feel seen, and it can be by someone who you spend all your days with. It can be with someone, it can be with a stranger, people who you think, you're just doing a job and it means something more to them, or they like give you back what you're giving them. It was, yeah, I think people sometimes will, ask you like, well, what's the nicest thing anyone's ever done to you, whatever. I use that example all the time because it arrested me. I was just like, oh my God, like
Mm-hmm.
similar to you, like felt caught off guard by my own reaction and was just like, why am I crying about
Yeah.
this? So it's just, yeah, feeling seen.
Yeah. I think Emily said something really insightful the other day, and I love it when she does this.
She always does.
Yeah. Um, it was about the government shutdown
Yeah.
and how there are now like millions of people without the means to feed themselves. And I guess not
Yeah.
anymore. I think,
Yeah.
that's
Very
back in.
open,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But she said, uh, how well, like how the voices are getting louder, in terms of like how it's a human right to have access to food, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, about how people deserve to eat, and
Yeah.
how that sentiment, deserve, will never penetrate the extreme right wing Christian ideology. um,
Yeah.
because as a Christian, fundamentally, you believe humans deserve death. I mean, it's like
Mm.
built into the religion, right? And
Mm.
from the day that you were born,
Yeah.
it's like you're born into sin. You're
Yeah.
deserving of punishment, and
Yeah.
that's why Jesus had to die for us. And whatever good thing we get now is because of the mercy of God or our repentant behavior, right?
Right.
And not having food is essentially a divine sign that you are not getting what you deserve.
Yeah.
So to tell somebody with that kind of viewpoint, and I know this for having lived it essentially my whole life up until
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago, um, that is true. Whether it comes out like that,
Yeah.
I don't think it comes out that harsh for many Christians, and
Mm.
certainly there are Christians who don't believe that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, I think that I'm bringing this up because um, like beyond human rights, I grew up in a toxic, extreme Christian community that squashed my ability to like and develop into my own person. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so feeling seen, having worth, deserving love wasn't on the bottom line of my list of rights, you
Yeah.
know. And now, and maybe that sounds harsh, and like I said, I came from a tremendously loving home. Um, Home was a very safe space, but those mentalities crept in from the outside church community I was in,
Yeah.
and uh, I can't think of any one small moment I felt profoundly seen or loved by the church, which is
Yeah. There's a lot of shame
preposterous.
involved.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean, can I interject and just say, like, I mean, just knowing you kind of like pre and post
mhm.
the church and in its role in your life, I think you really saw and believed and like lived in the story of
Yes,
like God's love for
absolutely.
you and like that
There's a
like
lot you can learn about love when you're in a terrible environment.
yeah, like you were
It's
moved
kind of
by
like,
this the
here's what
story
not
of
to
it,
do.
but yeah, and then but it was like both and like you were like, wait, there's this example that we're being like taught and trying to like emulate in certain ways, but like the reality of it was the way that that all played out was like through shame and
Hmm.
like I just like shame mostly. I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
like
I
yes,
think it
fear
comes
and like
down. I think it comes down to our relationship. Was
yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm this right wing Christian man who's
yeah,
befriending a lesbian, which
yeah.
is
A right wing Christian lesbian. No, I'm just kidding.
which is which is a big no no, you know.
Yeah. Well,
But
we
there
like
still
lived
was
in
that thing in me that I believe was nurtured in me at a young age before religion crept in. Um,
yeah,
that I was able to hang on to, but I wasn't able to
yeah,
be my full, true, seen self.
yeah.
Um, and I think it all came out uh, when I looked at that ceiling. It's like, oh, I can
Mm-hmm.
just be me freely now,
Yeah. A lesbian. I felt really seen by you, which is so funny because it made me think a lot about like I don't know, as like growing up queer kid, there's so much about like for me at least. I don't know, the kids of today probably have it better, like but they have it more on the nose about like not caring about identity as much or labels or whatever. It's like
Hmm.
way less, but for me it was like I had to really go hard in the paint on like who I was. This is my identity
Hmm.
because it did define a lot of things about how I was going to move through the world and like what it meant for my family and like just socially as now it's I don't think it's quite like that, but I say all of that because when we met, I don't think me being gay was like a big topic of conversation in our life. It was like the normal amount of conversation that you might be like, here's my like my girlfriend, here's my wife, like here's my whatever. Like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
was part of it. But I felt really seen by you in so many other ways. And it
Hmm.
was helpful for me to understand like self as very like dynamic and intersectional. And it's like, you're not just, none of us are one thing. And it like, yeah, I guess the irony of all of our entire relationship is just like, so a right-wing Christian dude
Yeah.
walks into a bar and sits next to a lesbian. Like, like what are they going to talk about? And it was like
Yeah.
actually like our Venn diagram, like the middle. I mean, we're almost a circle, which is just, beyond anyone's comprehension.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it had very little to do with those things about our identity, your
Right.
like high control church experience, my queerness, like
Mm.
those things are big deals to us. But, and yet, like, there we were mapped onto
Yeah.
each other's like
Yeah.
circles.
Yeah. What do you think was the meat of the Venn diagram?
I think it started like we talked about last episode with creativity,
Uh,
or like, I mean, probably our sense of humors are very similar.
yeah.
Like we find the same types of things very funny,
Uh,
and like, um, I again, like we've already referenced, it's like we're just like we just yes and each other.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
very like,
Yeah.
oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about this? Oh my God, yeah.
Hyping each
So
other up.
like,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I'm just
I
thinking
don't know. What do
like,
you think?
yes, I think that we both have an
It
openness.
just Eric literally just yes and. He was like,
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And
That's the perfect answer. I couldn't have said it better myself. No, I think we both have an openness to life that,
yeah,
we're not writing everything off because of a
right.
list of, ideological rules or, um,
Well, it's like openness, but also deep curiosity. You
yeah.
are so thoughtful and
Okay,
like,
no, we can't do this again.
okay, right. I just love you so
you
much.
can't you can't love me so much. Makes me
But
look bad.
you're so thoughtful and like but like I
But
learn a
I
lot
think
from
well, maybe that's something we have in common because
yeah.
you have a big heart. And
Yeah.
and I think what we often find ourselves talking about when we get together is love.
Yeah.
And I think that's an anchor for both of us in how we conduct our lives. It's like
Yeah.
we want to be loving people, and
Yeah.
um, and so even in the face of this church that's telling me not to speak with you,
Yeah.
I'm choosing to because I see a bright and beautiful person that
Yeah.
really brightens my day when I get to work with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm not as good at compliments as you are.
Well, that's just something you'll have to learn, you know. Well, I
My
think
brother's
I
like, yeah, I'm really bad at fishing for compliments. It's like, no,
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 you're
you're
not.
good. You're
No, you're
so
so
good at fishing
good.
for
Okay, what I was gonna say is something I like about us, not just you,
I have one more,
is
by the way.
you. Oh, okay. I mean, go. It
No, no,
just
no,
takes you
no.
forever to
Finish the
say it.
thought. I just need you to know because
No, you hang up first. Um, what I was gonna say is that you are a very thoughtful person in that like you think deep. Like you will take really deep long time to like mull something over, and you know me, I'm very like as soon as something enters in my brain, I have an opinion about it. And so we like
yeah, but
are
that
very
sounds
yin and
so
yang.
great.
Like we're like we kind of just compliment each other because like I'll sometimes you'll be like, I've been thinking about this for a bit and here's what I think about it. And then I like you'll mention it and then I'll be like, yeah, this is what I think about it. And you're like, because like I don't know, we like come to the same exact place, but like in very like from very different
But you just
angles. And
get it
that's
right away. You're just
well,
like, oh
I'm
yeah,
smarter.
it took you
I'm
3 weeks to think of that thing. This is just how I am.
it's yeah, I'm just hyper intelligent. I think it just like speaks to, I mean, why we decided to do this podcast, why we talk so much in
Yeah.
general about love. And it's like, because I don't know. I'm only 37 here, okay? And in some days that feels like I'm still relatable to high schoolers and they're very quick to tell me that I'm not. And in other days it feels like I'm the crypt keeper. Like I feel
Mm.
old, I feel a little
Yeah.
creaky. But as I just like march along in time, it's like the reason it all always comes back to love is because that is the whole friggin' point.
Right. Yeah.
Like that is why
Yeah.
we're here. And I think I can't talk about that with just anyone. I can't talk about it with my family. Even my partner gets like bored of it and like whatever. But like with you,
Love
we're like,
geeks.
right? Yeah, yeah, we're love nerds. We're like love files. We're
No.
file files.
No, not files.
No.
We're not
Okay,
files
because
of any
that's
kind.
too. Okay, good point. Good point.
Like the term cinephile. Oh, I hate that term.
Yeah, or what's the one that's about?
Pedophile? No.
No, no. Well, like bibliophile
Oh
sounds like
yeah,
maybe
no, I
like a
don't like it. I don't
disease.
like it. And
But like you're married to a bibliophile,
I know.
you know.
And
Sapiophile, that's someone who's in
yeah.
love with like wisdom,
Listen,
like
I'm
someone
not saying that it's not the correct term. I'm just saying that I don't like it.
you don't want us to be it.
No.
I get it. But we are.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that's this whole thing is like we keep being drawn to like love as a thread through everything.
Right.
And like when I'm mad,
I think that's the only way we can grow as humans and we can grow as individuals is like it's especially today it's very easy to get angry, it's very easy to point the finger, it's very easy to call people racist, right?
yeah, cancel. Cancel them.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
it's but that can't be the answer. It's like we can't just like wage war on each other. Like
yeah,
I believe that people who are outraged by that, they should have a safe space to do that. But at the
sure.
same
And you're angry about something that's
something
real, but what
something
you're saying is
righteous, right?
like
But
what
like
happens
but
after
you
that.
can't demonize someone because honestly, I don't believe that I don't believe in monsters, right? I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's truly a monster. I think I think that we are all wounded in some way, and
yeah.
the way,
Makes us maybe do it makes us act out in ways that
yeah,
have devastating
and that
consequences.
and
And
that
like
doesn't excuse
mm-mm,
uh, bad behavior,
mm-mm,
but what it means is that we can't just write someone off
right.
because that does nothing for growing.
Yeah.
You know, if we're just gonna write off, you know, the every person who voted for Trump, for
Yep.
example, um,
Yep. Well,
you can't do that.
I
Like
mean,
they're still
they
people, and I still believe
well,
that they have the same desires to love and be good. Um,
and this brings me to something that like I don't think what is on the opposite side of love on the like polarity scale is hate. I think it's fear,
oh, absolutely,
right?
100%.
So it's not like oh, in order to
I mean,
like it's like oh,
that's 90% of Christianity, in my opinion.
well yeah, that's that
For the record, I'm
yeah,
not right wing or Christian anymore.
not
I think
anymore.
everybody should know that, if that wasn't already obvious. Uh,
He's a real snowflake now. He came over to the good guys. No, but I
Turn from
think,
the
but yeah,
dog
but you know
side.
what I even feel is like I'm like, I have friends and like members of the queer community, whatever, that like are really. We've talked about this. Like sometimes it's hard for me because there is this like absolutism when oppression is
Right.
involved and when pain is
Yeah.
involved, and you're like, it there comes a point where you're just like pushed to a limit where you're like, well, wait a second, do I have to like be nice to someone who denies my human rights? Like it's confusing, but
Hmm.
there's something that I I have an incredible amount of safety in my life. I have financial security. Like I am very okay, so I have the place to like explore this
Right.
kind of safely in
And
my
that's what I'm
mind.
saying is like you can't
Yeah.
just life is not black and white.
No.
You can't just say
Yeah.
this is good, this is bad. We
But do
live in
you
a
think
very
but
gray world, and like we and 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 that leaves zero room for teaching someone a better way, or
so
giving
but like
them space to find that for themselves.
do you think all of this though, like I know I couldn't access any of this type of thinking until I started doing some deep work on myself, right? And I like whether it's therapy. I don't care if you go to the pool every day. Maybe you just go on walks. Maybe you read. I don't know. But when I started like giving myself space to think about my own reactions and my own context in the world is when I was able to start like getting to this other place where it's like when I feel wronged or I feel angry that I'm like able to step out of that and like really be like, that's a person who is clearly hurt or, whatever. And I think that's like a hot take for a lot of people. I think that's a hashtag unpopular opinion because we often get stuck in that me place where it's like, you hurt me and
Mm-hmm.
therefore, not like you hurt me and like, are you okay? Like the like reach across that's just like I can move past the fact that like what you did, you lobbed something at me that felt really yuck or painful or oppressive or whatever. But then like stepping out of that and being able to ask the other person what they need is like only you can only do that if you are rooted in like having some control and like self-awareness and healing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I don't think it's essential to like start living more lovingly. I think
Yeah. What where
uh,
what do you think where do you start if it's not with like some self-work? Like what do you think where can someone start?
uh, I think
The Bible. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the Bible's not a
Plot
terrible place,
twist.
just depending on where you start. I mean, the red letters say a lot of great things about love and
Yeah.
doing unto others as you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Um, but one thing that I don't agree with is that there isn't one way,
For
which is
sure.
which is what Christianity professes, right? This is the
Right.
one way to truth, the one way to heaven, the one way to life.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think that's true, and I don't think that's what Jesus was talking about when he said, "I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life." I don't. I don't think. I think many Christians take that too literally. Um, what I think, I guess, is, I mean, I'm not going to solve the world's problems here, but like, I think
No,
everyone, I
that's what
think
this
everyone
podcast
has a
for.
capacity to love, and every time
For
you
sure.
every time you tap into that, you're accessing that part of you, and it grows. Um,
Well, it's a skill, Eric. It's not
right,
just like it's not we're not all born understanding
right,
what love can look and feel
and
like,
like you
actually. I
said,
mean, I think we all can receive it and give it, but it's not like it's something you can practice.
yes, absolutely, and I think if you're not consciously practicing it, um, you can still grow in it just by being
Yep.
a human, you know. Um, and I think a lot of that depends on what's going on around you, your
Yeah.
environment,
Yep.
especially as a young person who's still developing. Um,
Yeah, but I would also say like perspective definitely matters a lot. Like change, I guess I would say change in perspective, whether that's through age. Maybe you move, maybe you like
education.
someone education,
Hmm.
maybe it's like a move like a spiritual moment or
Right.
whatever sad tragedy, like any number of things can give you that perspective shift. And
Hmm.
I think that's where I mean, love can slide in and change you, and fear can slide in and change you. And they don't, they're not mutually exclusive. But I
Absolutely.
think that when fear grips you and it's unchecked, that's when it, what's that? You're a nerd. What's the Yoda phrase about fear and hate and
Oh, it's terrible. That's a
whatever?
terrible quote.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
remember
it's
what it
like it's so
is.
interchangeable. It's
Uh,
poorly written. I wouldn't quote
okay.
that one, in my
Okay, yeah,
opinion.
and me neither,
It's
obviously.
like, hate leads to fear, fear leads to something, something leads to. It's
It's
like
like
you could say that
anger.
in
Yeah,
any
it's just,
different which way, and it would work. So it doesn't quite hold up. Um,
well, never mind then. The
uh,
point is, yeah, no, I think I
I
want to just
mean,
like bring it back to
the
love
fear,
being like,
fear is, the fear is, what was it? Kennedy's line. The thing we have to fear is fear itself. Is that what it
did
is?
Kennedy say that?
I don't know. Was that John F. Kennedy or was that Roosevelt?
Bro, I don't know, but I have
If
to
he if
I
he
have
didn't
to.
say it, he was quoting somebody.
I'm fact checking here,
Look it up.
everyone. For yeah,
Maybe I get confused with the I don't know. I don't know.
that's Roosevelt. That's
Okay,
Roosevelt.
I said
But
Roosevelt.
like, yeah, you did. You did. That was during his inaugural address on March 4th, 1933. Um,
So is this
oh, this is
post
actually
pre
the
World
full
War
quote is,
II?
yeah, good. So, first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort to convert retreat into advance.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, like all that kind of talks about like inaction
Right.
almost. That's like fear keeps you suspended in this, like, oh,
And and that's exactly. I hate to keep like crapping on the church here, um,
we are not
but
sponsored by the atheists.
we're not sponsored. No, but I do think there is a lot of good and well-intentioned people who believe in Christ. So I
For
don't want to like
sure.
totally. Again, I don't want to write anything off. I learned a lot about love and a lot
Yeah.
about what I was made of in the church. So I don't want to like totally poop on it, but
Wait,
I.
but pause, because I learned a lot about like who I was and like what I was made of when I left the Catholic Church. So
Mhm.
it's like the point of it is like how you learn it doesn't
Right.
matter, but that you do,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly. And there's no way to put every single person in a single walk of life. Everybody's going to come
Mm-mm.
from something different.
So
So
that speaks to love as like transcendent,
exactly, exactly. And I think it's
and that's dope.
the one beautiful, good thing that every human being has in common. And
Totally.
we all have different
And
capacities
farts.
and farts,
Yeah.
which we don't love.
Well,
Well, no, okay, we don't.
I love talking about farts.
We've got a
I'll
lot of
say
fun.
it. I like farts. I love farts.
Do
I
you
love
remember?
lamp.
Do you remember farting in front of me for the first time?
No.
And
No.
you're like, okay, now your turn. I'm like, what? I'm like, I can't just fart on command for one, but also, I
Right.
am not a public farter.
But I feel like actually I don't know. I don't know if you've I don't think you've farted.
What you said was
Yeah.
that you know you're true friends when you fart in front of each other, and so you were
Did
just
you
kind of
I
like
was
for the
kind
next
of
few days, you're just waiting for me to fart in front of you.
this I don't remember it, but it sounds really on brand. I guess the real question is, have you farted in front of me?
I think I did. I think I did during that time, but you didn't hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't happen. Well, in any case, here's the thing. I was supposed to be timekeeper, and we've gone dramatically over our time. So I've alluded to this a few times. I work in a high school. I've worked in higher education for like, close to a decade and a half. And I just recently transitioned to working with high schoolers, and I love high school. It's so funny and so fun and so weird. And so just like background, we went phone free as a school
Hmm.
district this year, and so kids don't have access to their cell phones, which has had all sorts of beautiful consequences. Like library books are being checked out more, and like board game club, board gay club. I'm the advisor. Um, board game club is just like waiting list full, whatever. And so and like the cafeteria is just like boisterous and loud, and it's like kids are just like interacting with each other. It's cool. I bought some yo-yos because kids are
Nerd.
bored. And yeah, well, and like low key flex, my mom gave me $10 to go to the
Oh my god! So
Scholastic
you're good at it?
book fair in the year of our
Oh
Lord
my god! The
1997.
Scholastic book fairs were
Member,
off the hook.
member,
Yes.
right? Okay, so she slides me a cool 10, and she was like, "Come back with books," because the year before, famously, I had bought 4 Dan Marino trading cards. Famously football player from Miami. I was living in Connecticut at the time. Didn't make sense, but like I went all in. I was like, this is where it's at, Dan Marino. Anyway, following year, she's like, buy books. And I was like, yes, ma'am. I came back with a yo yo because the Duncan rep was at the Scholastic School Fair and
The Dunkin'
a
rep, like
yo
Dunkin'
yo.
Donuts.
No, Duncan yo yo, bro.
Oh,
D.
right.
Yeah.
My brother was into
Dunk.
yo-yos, so yeah, I'm familiar with Dunkin'.
Okay, okay, now you know. So like I came back with a Duncan yo-yo trick book.
Did you have a butterfly yo-yo?
I had a butterfly. I had the hornet and I had the butterfly.
Wow.
Okay. And I had the book. And so, okay, whatever. I spent 4th grade to
So
7th
that
grade
was your
just
justification. You brought back a yo-yo book.
yeah, I had
Okay.
I was like, "Mom, I brought a book. It came with a yo-yo." But it was like, no, the yo-yo was like
Yeah.
$8 and the book was like 2. So, I practiced a lot of yo-yo. I got super good at yo-yo. It was like 1996 or 7, and that was like till 1999. I have
That
not thought
is the
about
cutest,
yo-yo. I haven't
nerdiest
thought
thing
about
I've
yo-yo
known
in
about you.
yeah.
Were
I
you a
just like
nerd?
yeah, I was kind of a chameleon. I was like I was like into the play, and
Okay.
I was good at school, and I was like
You're good at
yo-yoing, and I
fitting
was a
in. Yeah.
sport.
Okay.
That or yeah, I was just like kind of like I was friends with everyone, but like
Yeah.
yeah, I was just a kind of a weirdo.
Okay.
My mom dressed me like my dad. Like I was wearing like pleated khakis and like braided leather belts and a collared shirts. Like I
Weird.
looked like it was weird
Did you
and like a
like that?
low no, I was wearing like a low colonial drummer boy ponytail till like
Huh.
7th or 8th grade. I wasn't, it wasn't cute. Anyway, point of all of this is, the point
Yo-yos.
is, I have not thought about yo-yos in a minute. Fast forward to this moment in my life, and like through some sort of thing at work, we got a gift bag, maybe welcome back to school or whatever, and it had this yucky, silly little yo-yo in it. And so I put it out, and some of the kids would come in and they were trying to yo-yo, but it wasn't,
It
you
was
can't do
bad.
a sleeper with it. It's a
Right.
bad yo-yo,
No.
And I was
You need a
like,
Dunkin'.
I don't know what possessed me, but I like was like hopped on the internet and I was like, I bought 4 yo-yos. Now, let me just tell you, they are like 15 or 17 or even like $30 each these days.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, that was like 7 or 8 weeks ago. I bought these yo-yos, and I have just been like, whenever I'm on duty at the front of the
Brushing up
school
on the
or when I'm at
skills
I've just been like, I've been yoing, I've been just like, yeah, getting
and your
back into it.
braided
And boy,
belt
oh
and
boy,
your low ponytail.
for sure, I'm looking super cool. It's coming back to me. I mean, like, it's just feeling good. Okay,
Okay.
so I have these like 11, 17-year-old boys who at first thought it was super ironic to come and yo-yo. Like they were kind of like, oh, yo-yo. They
It's,
are
yep.
all in, all in. We're like walking the dog. We're around the world. They have
I don't
2
know what it is
yo-yos.
about
Like
boys. Not to
they
like
are
generalize, but like
sold. Yeah. And
give them something to like fixate on.
it's so
Yeah.
fun. Okay, and so like
I can say
what
this. I have
this
4 boys of my own.
you have
So.
some experience. This is new to me, right?
Uh
Like
huh.
I don't. So these high school boys are out here just like they're coming every day. They're like, "Ooh, Miss Harvey, can I
Miss
get the yo-yo?"
Harvey. Oh,
Yeah. I
I
tell them
love
to call me
that.
Elaine. I
Miss
tell them to call me
Harvey.
Elaine, but they like, can we get the yo-yo? And
Ah.
so, but they also don't know how to do it, so I'm showing them, and we're like, I spent with these five, so it was like this original core of like two or three boys, and then it expanded to like four or five boys, and then just like whatever stuff happened, and all of a sudden I had this new group of boys. So we're up to like 11 17-year-old
Wow.
boys.
All sharing a
Kind of that
yo-yo?
first, well, I bought four. I dropped a lot of money on yo-yos, Eric.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I've also bought like yo-yo like ball bearing grease and like extra strings
Wow.
because I am all in.
Okay.
And I spent one class period. Our class periods at school are 80 minutes long.
I
At
love
first the
this.
guys were kind of like, "Oh yeah, like we'll yo-yo," like making fun of it. By the end, they're like all in. So
Uh-huh.
much so that like today someone came in during, we have like a 20-minute break between first period and second period, and this kid that I don't even know his name, he was like, can I borrow the yo-yo for he just wanted a yo-yo for like 20 minutes. Quietly by himself. There's no one else around. And I was just like, I love this so much.
You have
Just
imparted
like
something
I don't even know what it
beyond the
is.
yo-yos.
It's like curiosity or
Maybe,
just like
but
put
it's
your
gonna
like
stick with these guys.
it's like put your cool aside for a second and just like geek out on
Yep.
something, whatever. Cause I
Just
got these
love it. Just love
right. I got
something.
one yo-yo is called the Hornet, and it's the best one, but it's the cheaper one, and
Uh-huh.
it's not great for string tricks.
Okay.
Google it, whatever. Then there's two butterflies that are
Mm-hmm.
great for like they have that like wing so they can
Yeah,
hop
yeah.
on a string again, whatever. Then I got the Roadrunner, which is aluminum and it's great for doing the
Ooh.
double helix or the DNA.
Yeah, yeah,
So the point of all of that detail
yeah.
is that I have a favorite yo-yo,
Ooh, okay.
and one of the boys, and it's the Hornet. I'm not being sponsored or anything, but you know, Duncan, hear me out. The Hornet just has a nice weight, whatever. I'm most comfortable with it. And this kid, again, I don't know his name. There's 750 kids at our high school, whatever. He just like came out of nowhere to yo-yo. He was like, "Miss Harvey, I feel like you're bogarting the Hornet." And I was like, "You know what? I am like most comfortable with the Hornet, but I could like check out a different one." He was like, "I'd like to try the Hornet." Bro puts it in his pocket, not on purpose, but he was like, yo-yoing. He leaves like four periods later. He comes back and he was like, "I got some friends who are interested in yo-yoing. Can they come by at second period next, like tomorrow?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah." So I'm like,
So,
put
so did you make a club? Is that what you're saying?
no, it's not a
It's
club
just an
even. Like
organic.
these are just
The
kids.
second you make it a
It's
club,
like
it's not going to be a thing.
not
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's like
don't.
getting on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just like have a bunch of yo-yos. I leave my office unlocked. I'm like, you guys can come by and grab a yo-yo. They just have to come back by the end of the day. It's just like filling me with so much joy.
So next week, you
Yep.
need to give me an update
Yeah,
because I want
the
to
yo-yo
know.
update.
I want to know who the first boy is to going to be who buys one for himself.
Why would they? I'm dropping my own mad cash on this.
Yeah, but
I'm throwing down. I know. Well,
with
there
as
is this
popular as
one.
it's going to be, they're going to want their own at some point.
Well, and so the funniest thing happened, and this is again like just the reason I'm sharing this is because like these are these like teenage boys who spend 90% of their time like outwardly projecting their coolness.
Yeah.
And this is just this like dissolute, like it's just like their coolness dissolves and they're just like in it with something, and it was just been bringing me so much joy. So this kid, one of my like the original yo-yo pack is, I share a room with a teacher like on every other day, fourth period. So like I very regularly see this group of roving boys who come in 5 minutes before their class, they throw some tricks, and then they have to go to class. It's like two or three boys from that class. This fourth boy from that class hasn't been part of this like weeks long build up to this. And I saw him in a different context. I had the yo yo in my pocket because I'm not a fool. And he was like, "Do you have your yo-yo on you?"
Just
And I was
flicking it,
like,
you know.
yeah, I was just kind
Hello,
of
fellow
like, "Oh,
youths.
yeah, exactly." Like, "Oh, this old thing?" And so he was like, "Can I use that?" And I was kind of like, "Yeah, do you want me to teach you?" And he was like, "I'm pretty good at yo-yo." And I was giving him a hard time. I was like, "Oh, sure you are." And then bro was like, dope. He's like, he's so good at it, but he doesn't want the other guys to know because he wants to show up the following day and just like blow them out of the water. It's just
Ah,
like
yeah.
it's like Lord of the Flies out here. I love it.
That's
I'm
that's
I'm all in.
incredible. I love
Yeah.
that. I love
And
that.
it's like funny because for me, I have such little interaction with teenage boys in
Yeah.
my life in
Yeah.
general,
Yeah.
except at this job that I'm now just like,
Aren't they great?
they're so
They're like
great.
giant puppies.
I've explained to people it's like the high schoolers, but mostly high school boys are flipping like wavering. They're like adult kid, adult kid, adult kid, adult
Yeah,
kid. You know,
yeah.
like at any, it's just like you never know what you're
Just
gonna get,
stepping on
and they're
their own
so
ears, you know.
yes, 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 and they're still yeah like peeing on their feet. They're so earnest and they're like
Yeah.
so funny and they have a sense of self, but they're like just they're still kind of like everything they're saying is like you
Yep.
help me even though they're like
That's good.
whatever I'm
It's
fine.
like a back and forth. That's funny. That's a good way of putting it.
I love it. I love it. So that was kind of what I learned this week was just like I'm glad I have this like weird little thing to like connect with them on because like
Mm.
again like you and me for all intents and purposes, there's not much that like a 17-year-old and a 37-year-old are like gonna easily
Yeah.
connect on.
Yeah.
Like, but here we are, just like they're showing up every day looking to throw some yo.
Yeah. Is that what they say? Throw
That's what
some
I
yeah. That's
say.
what you say.
That's what I
It's not
say.
catching.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop trying
Okay.
to make throw some
Yeah.
yo happen. It's
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But I'll keep going. Now, I
But
believe you did make a
yeah.
promise. Yeah, what's next week, my
Um
guy?
gosh. I don't have my do you have
No, I don't have your
all right.
list. We didn't share each other's list.
What's something you used to believe strongly, but now you see completely differently?
Yep. Okay, that's a great one. What is
Okay.
something I used to believe strongly, but now I see completely differently? I
Yeah.
love it.
And
And listeners, play along.
there you go. Perfect.
And if you're an early adopter and you're just like tuning in and you want to send us your thoughts on this,
We want to hear it. For
we'd
sure.
love to have them. Yeah. Ooh.
Alrighty.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too.
Hey, thanks for joining. You can listen to us on Spotify, watch us on YouTube, and follow us on TikTok.